Talkie fam. Welcome back to our podcast, where small steps lead to big wins. I'm Sarah, your host today, and I'm so excited to dive into a huge question. Why is the U.S. so powerful? It's 2025, and the U.S. is still a global giant. Think Hollywood, the dollar, those massive aircraft carriers. But why? And is it changing? Stick with me for some minutes as I break it down with stories and real talk. Let's figure out what makes the U.S. tick, fam. Ready? Let's go. Okay, fam, let's start with why this matters. The other day, I was streaming a Netflix show. Yup, another U.S. hit. And it hit me. U.S. culture, tech, and power are everywhere. My phone's from a U.S. company, the dollar's king in global trade, and their military, it's massive. But why is the U.S. such a big deal? I mean, I grew up hearing it's the most powerful country, but is it just money and guns or something more? I did some digging and found wild stats. In 2025, the U.S. has the biggest economy, $25 trillion, and spends more on its military than the next 10 countries combined. That's huge. But I also read that 52% of Americans think their influence is dropping. That's concerning, right? Countries like China are catching up, and there's drama at home. It's confusing, right? So today, I'm exploring what makes the U.S. so strong and what challenges they face. Let's start with the big stuff, their military, economy, and global role. Here we go. All right, let's talk about why the U.S. is so powerful. First up, their military. It's the strongest in the world, hands down. They spend over $900 billion a year, more than anyone else. They've got bases in places like Japan and Germany, and their ships and planes can reach anywhere fast. It's like they're the world's police, ready to step in. Then there's the economy. The U.S. economy is massive, $25 trillion, bigger than China's. Companies like Apple, Google, and Netflix shape how we live. I mean, who doesn't binge a U.S. show or use an iPhone? The U.S. dollar is also the world's main currency. My cousin in India says everyone wants dollars for trade. It's like global money. And don't forget their global influence. The U.S. helps start groups like the UN and NATO. They can even veto UN decisions, which gives them huge power. Plus, their universities like Harvard and MIT lead in tech and ideas. Think AI and space exploration. It's wild how they're at the top of so many things. But it's not all perfect. There are cracks in the system, like fights at home and other countries catching up. Let's talk about those challenges next, fam. What's shaking the U.S.'s power? Okay, let's get real, fam. The U.S. is super powerful, but it's got problems. I heard a 2025 survey saying over 60% of Americans think the world respects them less now. That hurts, right? Countries like Canada and Europe sometimes see the U.S. as a threat, not a hero, because of things like wars or politics. At home, it's messy too. There's so much fighting between political parties, Democrats, and Republicans. I saw online that this divide makes it hard for the U.S. to make big decisions, like fixing roads or healthcare. It's like they're stuck arguing. Then there's competition. China's economy and tech are growing fast. A report said 73% of Americans think China's influence is rising, while only 22% say the U.S. is getting stronger. That's a big shift. Plus, the U.S. has huge debt from wars and an aging population, which could slow them down. But don't count them out. The U.S. has advantages, like oceans protecting them and top schools producing new ideas. They're still a powerhouse, but they need to fix some stuff to stay on top. Let's figure out what this means for us. So friends, why is the U.S. so powerful? It's their massive military, huge economy, and role in things like the UN. But with challenges like political fights and China rising, they've got work to do. For us, this is about understanding the world. Knowing why countries are strong helps us get why things happen, like trade, tech, or even movies. Here's the cool part. You don't need to be a politician to care. Start small to learn more. Maybe read one article about the US economy or watch a documentary on their history. I started doing this, and it's wild to see how the US grew so fast. It makes me curious about other countries too. You can even take a free online course on economics or global politics. It's like a treasure hunt. Every fact you learn makes you smarter about the world. Small steps, big wins, fam. Let's wrap this up with a challenge. Quick Talkie fam, you're incredible. The US is powerful because of its military, economy, and global role, but it's not unbeatable. Try one small step. Read one article about the US or another country's power. Write down one thing you learn. It could be about their tech or military. I'm doing it too, and it's so interesting. Comment below and tell me what you think makes the US strong, or if another country's catching up. I'm reading every comment. Follow us at WhatsApp for more fun talks. Small steps, big wins, fam. Stay curious about the world and keep learning. Thanks for hanging with me today. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.